1 decade since Jonbenet Ramsey was murdered. And this year brought a new tragedy and renewed attention to the nightmare that it seems will never go away for her father, John Ramsey. Who can ever forget the angelic face of Jonbenet Ramsey, the 6-year-old beauty queen from Boulder, Colorado? Her father had found her dead, bound and gagged in the family's basement the day after Christmas. There was the suspicious ransom note, dozens of confusing clues, and an inexperienced team of detectives. Suddenly, fingers of blame were pointing to the Ramseys, even to their then 9-year-old son Burke, now a sophomore in college.
The Ramseys appeared anxious.
Suspected by police of murdering their own daughter.
Although a grand jury refused to indict the Ramseys for lack of evidence, the suspicions never went away. Do you think that there are some people who still think that either you or your wife committed this crime?
I'm sure there are. It's hard to ever change that perception in some people's minds.
And you have to live with that?
I think we have to live with it.
Then, in 2003, a new Boulder district attorney said the weight of evidence, palm prints and DNA, pointed not towards the family, but to an intruder.
I've been told by experienced law enforcement people that had this case been investigated properly in the beginning, it was not a difficult case to solve. It should have been solved within 6 months.
The 10-year ordeal was not the first heartbreak for John Ramsey. 4 years before Jonbenet's murder, his daughter Beth, from his first marriage, was killed in a car accident. The year after, his wife Patsy was diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
This certainly isn't the script for my life that I would have written, but I think everyone carries a burden in life.
This summer, it seems as if part of John Ramsey's burden might be lifted. John Mark Carr, a 41-year-old American teaching school in Thailand, confessed to killing Jonbenet.
I love Jonbenet. Died accidentally. No.
But only weeks later, charges against Carr were dropped when his DNA did not match samples from the crime scene. Mr. Ramsey, there were these days and days when all of the attention was on John Carr. Did he do it? Didn't he do it? What were you thinking? How were you feeling?
I didn't want to get my hopes up, even though it was easy to let that happen. And ironically, at one point, I started feeling sorry for the guy, because he was getting he was being convicted, basically, as we were early on. And I thought, boy, that's a funny emotion to have, but I did.
Patsy Ramsey lost her long battle with cancer in June. But before she died, she was told that authorities had a possible suspect. When I interviewed you and your wife quite a few years ago now, Patsy said that one day she knew she would be in heaven with Jonbenet.
Mm-hmm.
You think that Jonbenet is in a better place?
I would have liked to think that my arms were the best place for Jonbenet to be. But she's in a place where I hope to be one day. I know I'll be there.
How did you get through this? Was it faith?
Oh, yeah. Because of my faith, I know the end of the story. I will be in heaven. I know I'll be reunited with Patsy and Jonbenet and Beth, and I'm not ready to go yet. I still got some things to do here, but I'm not afraid of that.
John Ramsey. Our next choice is the best